Hello everyone! Welcome to the Man podcast. I'm Edward Cruz, co-founder of the Man. And
I'm Kid Yambao, co-founder din ng The Man. And syempre, nandito ang nagbabalik ang ating guest before na si...
I'm Mark Jimenez, just a regular person. Si Boss Nick ang ano natin.
And syempre, ito, may bago tayong
Special.
Special, yeah!
Mas matindi pa rin. Nick Torres, TVP Consulting Group and Torres Group.
Yan. So medyo mainit ang gusto nating pag-usapan ngayon, pare. Gusto ko kasing alamin yung opinion nyo kung required ba o kailangan ba at least na meron kang degree para maging successful sa kahit anong career. Kasi mainit ang usapan na yan.
Maraming nagko-comment.
Maraming So feeling ko,
Right.
let's shed the light to people na somehow contemplating kung kailangan ba nilang tapusin yung degree nila. Oo, hindi. Diba? So dito, baka dito mas malinawan sila kasi lahat tayo may kanya-kanya tayong ginagawa na sa buhay. No? I think valid naman yung opinion natin.
Correct.
Okay. Sino magsisimula?
Hindi nagbabalik muna.
Sige, Mark muna.
Sige. I think if you're based dun sa premise na pinag-usapan natin, if it's a career and it requires technical knowledge, you have to have a degree kasi andun yung certification mo, whether it's an accountant, a lawyer, a pilot, because a life would depend on you eventually.
Yeah.
And you cannot say na, alam ko na yan, nabasa ko na yan somewhere. So that requires proficiency and that requires of you studying deep on the art kung alin man yung pinili mo. Now, there are also persons na hindi naman talaga essential sa kanila. Maybe they're forced by circumstances or hindi naman talaga they cannot afford the higher education, but may diskarte. So, we have to draw the line there, whether it's something na would affect a degree, or it would be an immediate for they have to earn.
Yeah.
Let's say there's a difference there.
It's a case-to-case basis talaga.
I mentioned case-to-case basis siya. Kasi it depends. Depends your skill set. Depends on what you want to achieve.
Right.
For example, in my case, I have a degree in accountancy. So doon ako nag-focus. Diba? I put up this business, an accounting and business consulting firm.
Right.
Diba? Kasi I don't want to divert. And I figured na I have the skill set to really put up the business because of my background. Pero case-to-case nga siya. Kasi it depends. Kunwari, there are people like you, pare, iba yung degree mo, and then iba rin yung pinasok mo ng professionalism. Depende siya Depende siya. Pero if you're talking about business success, for me, my opinion is a diploma or a degree will give you an edge. Depends on what business are you going to put up. Diba? Pero kung diskarte lang din naman, pag-uusapan natin, diba? Diploma or diskarte, diba? Diskarte would bring you a long way. Diba? Pero pag may diploma ka and diskarte, at the same time, mas madali for you. Diba? Pero kung diskarte lang meron ka, it would be a little bit harder. Diba? Especially if yung papasukin mo is a certain industry that would require a certain skill set and technical skills as mentioned by Mark.
Do you think it's related also to IQ? Partly.
Depends.
Diploma?
Again, depends. It depends on how you're gonna use the diploma. Pero, hindi natin pwedeng discount agad yung diploma is wala siyang value.
Correct.
Wala siyang value Pero syempre, for example, ang diploma ko is engineering. And then gusto kong...
You have to think of systems, di ba?
Ang gusto kong pasukan is a different industry. Of course, that diploma would mean nothing.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, yung value of getting a diploma, kasi
It's hard work, pare.
it's hard work di ba? Which is a necessity or a requirement for you to be a successful entrepreneur. Di ba? You need hard work, you need discipline. Those two. You need commitment at the same time. And andun yung training ground sa college or even in high school. During your educational process, andun yung training ground And hindi pa doon mapuputol. Like ko nasabi sa mga employees ko, part of educational process is also being an employee. Kasi parang ano yan parang matrikula din yan Parang ka rin nag-aaral, but at the same time, so kumikita ka. But it's still part of the educational process. So yung diploma is just just proves that you went through an educational process that builds your character.
Yeah.
So parang yung question mo ba, bro, parang iniisip mo na you don't want people to think that not having a diploma as a crutch
Yes.
for being lazy.
Yes.
Parang ganun yung
Yes.
nasa isip.
Somehow, kasi for me, I believe na it's not a necessity. If you have an opportunity to like graduate and get a diploma, by all means take it.
Why not?
Kasi,
Yeah, why not?
Correct.
by all means take it. Kasi, like kunyari, yung sa'yo pare, it gives you the confidence to decide. You have options right now.
And exactly.
Diba?
Because I have that degree, I have that license, it gives me the confidence to put up the business. I have the skills.
Yes.
Inaaral ko yan.
Yes.
So nagamit ko sa tama yung diploma.
Yes.
Pero hindi nga siya, tama ka rin, hindi siya necessity to put up a business or to be a successful businessman. Kasi experience could bring you there.
Yeah, experience could bring you there.
Could bring you there. Especially if you're really committed. Doon sa craft, you committed with the business that you want to put up. So doon yung sasabi nila na lumalabas yung diskarte. Diba? Pero pag may diploma nga, ibig sabihin, medyo may edge ka lang ng konti kasi may dinaanan kang ng tedious process. Kasi putting up a business is tedious.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
And all, parang yung sinasabi mo, parang it forces you to think on a different light. Kasi yung diploma or yung training mo na nakuha doon would affect your view of the world.
Yes,
diba?
I agree. Kasi parang yung parang confidence na ibinibigay sa iyo noon.
Correct.
Parang hindi kanya iba yung kunyari wala kang diploma. Sasama ka sa gera. Yung pressure na ibinibigay sa iyo noon sobrang laki.
Exactly.
'Di ba?
Para kang punta sa gera, wala kang training.
'Di ba?
Correct.
Yung pressure na wala kang kalaban-laban kumpara dun sa isang graduate na parang why would you take that pressure if you have an opportunity to take a degree? Diba? Parang, yun yung sinasabi ko kunyari sa mga business people. Kung kaya mo mag-business, at the same time, take your daytime job.
Exactly.
Do it. Diba? Kasi you don't want unnecessary pressure while you're building the business. In any career, kung mayroon kang way para to reduce the pressure, kasi that's the only way you can make a sound decision if you're not pressured, if you're at peace.
Feeling ko the topic really boils down doon sa bakit kailangan pa natin ng diploma if kaya ko naman ang gawin ngayon.
Discover.
Ang problema nga doon is it's not applicable to everyone.
Yes, yes.
Diba, for example, kasi diba, a lot of tycoons now, even in the US, mga billionaires, maraming dropouts dyan ng college. Diba? It's good for them. Kasi I know during that time na nasa college siya, they're already committed to build that something that they have now.
Correct.
May option na sila.
May option na sila. No, not just an option. They're already dedicated. Decided na sila, I want this.
It's a working model.
I want this. So, okay, if ganun ka yung conviction mo to really have that, then by all means, give it up. Give up my country. You really have to choose eh. Hindi mo kayang mag-juggle ng dalawang bola if committed ka dito, committed ka rin dito.
Yeah.
Diba? Para kang babaero nun. Diba? So you cannot do it. You cannot excel. You cannot serve two masters.
Yeah.
So pwede mong i-give up yung diploma if you are really, or you really have an opportunity and naniniwala ka.
Certain na, no?
And you can build something on this one.
Yeah.
Not certain, pero ikaw, kasi lahat naman tayo mga negosyo, nag-isa tayo na, naniniwala tayo na, lilipad to. May 100% naniniwala ka na this business would really prosper.
Yeah.
And if you have that, then by all means, drop out ka.
And I think
yung focus.
Yung case kasi, kunyari, kila Mark Zuckerberg, kasi parang maraming gumagawang example na bakit si Mark Zuckerberg nag-drop out or something. Well, kung titignan natin, katulad ng binanggit mo kanina, si Mark Zuckerberg, nag-drop out siya nung nag-work na yung Facebook.
Yep.
Nung binibuild niya yun, hindi pa siya nag-drop out kasi ginagawa niya sa loob ng campus.
So it's already there. Parang 10% na lang kailangan.
Wait, kung 10% na may aapakan na siya na strong foundation, he can decide. Kasi parang the only reason why he needs to go to work, to study, is for employment. Of course, that's his first step.
Exactly.
But since he know that he can feed himself, kahit di na siya mag-aral dahil ando na yung opportunity sa harap niya, aabutin niya na lang So it's a different,
Siguro, at that time, meron na signify ng interest na, invest kami sa'yo.
Meron na
You
ngayon
go public already.
Diba?
So, if you go public, hindi mo na kailangan mag-aral pa. Kailangan mo lang pakasalan yung kumpanya mo So,
advice kasi yun
Hindi, tsaka parang yung situation niya during that time is it doesn't kumbaga one thing na tinouch nga ni Nick and parang sinasabi niya rin is more of the andun yung creativity, yung X factor to do it. Kumbaga, when you look at this, for example, this particular cup and a pen, most engineers would say, nakikita ko tong pen kasi may this is how it works, lalabas yung tinta. But if you look at it from the perspective of a writer or a poet, it means something different. Like you can write beautiful novels, you can write different things. You're more creative. So, depende talaga sa tao how you would see it. And there's nothing wrong with it, di ba? Parang, if you can have the opportunity to have a degree, then why not? By all means, di ba? But if not, di ba, that doesn't make you a bad person or a lesser person. Di ba? As long as it's not being used as a crutch, di ba? As a crutch to
There are
be
people,
lazy.
students and employees seeking advice directly. For example, tatanungin ako, I want to put up a business. Ganto. Should I give up what I'm currently doing? If you're an employee or if you're a student, should you give it up already? So same lang yung diploma, same lang yung pag-employee ka Like yung sinasabi, no, you test the waters first. You test the waters first. It's okay that you have a side gig. It's okay that you're exploring something that could build your future. Pero don't drop everything right away.
Yes.
Kasi this could build you a future as well.
Yeah.
Diba? So kung nag-aaral ka, huwag mo na i-drop agad. Diba? You try to build it at the same time, ng step by step. Kaya pag nakita mo na talaga na, okay, mukhang may opportunity talaga dito, and I think this is really what I want to do, then, tsaka ka mamili. You don't have to choose right away. You don't have to choose right away. Pero kung ang point lang is kung importante ba talaga yung diploma, I would say it's case-to-case basis.
Case-to-case.
Case-to-case basis.
Yung sinasabi mo yan, ganyan din nangyari sa akin kasi kwento lang ako. Kasi nung sa akin, simula 3rd year hanggang 4th year high school ako na nag-start na magpaaral sa akin. Kasi nung first year high school ako, doon ako nag-start mag-modeling. Ganyan. So, hindi ko naman talaga hilig yon. Kasi ako naman, parang normal na tao, gusto ko lang maglaro ng basketball, tumambay, magbarkada, ganyan. Pero maraming nagsasabi na bakit hindi ka mag-artista, bakit hindi ka mag-model.
Try it.
So ngayon, tinry ko, first year high school, ganyan. So try lang, yung mga, sa mga mall lang, yung mga magsusot ko lang ng damit, ganun lang muna ako nag-start bago maging artista. So ang nangyari, nung pagdating ko ng second year, parang sabi ko, oy, kumikita ako ng pera nitong first to second year ko, kumikita ako kahit magkano lang. So na yung mga kailangan ko, yung mga gusto ko, nakukuha ko, nabibili ko, tapos nasusuportahan ko yung baon ko. So yung may dumating na opportunity sa akin nung by third year ko na, sabi nga nila parang, may naging scholar kasi ako Like, etong diskarte ko, tong nagmo-modeling ako, diskarte ko to para magkapera ako. Ngayon, nung tinuloy-tuloy ko to, by third year ko, may kumuha sa akin ng school na modeling school. Okay, may modeling school sila. So, ginrab ko yun. Opportunity nag-scholar ako doon. 3rd to 4th year. So, modeling libre. So, ako na nagpaparal sa akin. So, diskarte ko rin yun. Diskarte ko din. After nun, syempre, inabutan kasi ako ng K-12. Di ba? Yung parang may senior high pa. So, ngayon, yung pagdating ko ng 4th year, dito na ako nagka-break na parang kailangan ko na ata mag-stop kasi andito na yung opportunity naman na nag-audition ako sa ABS na sa malalaki na. Hindi na lang commercial model.
Napapakain mo na yung
sarili ko at nagkakapera na ako. So, syempre, sa status ng buhay namin, nakikita ko na parang siguro stop muna ako kasi may mga pinaparal pa ng mga magulang ko.
Isang factor pa yung responsibility.
Okay, sige. Dito naman may pag ginrab ko to, may trabaho ko, nakakapagbigay pa ako. So, nag-stop muna ako ng ilan. So, after ng mga ilang years sa Showtime, lumabas kami. May pinag-showan ako na school sa Jensen, which is yung Golden State College sa Jensen.
Yun. Online.
Online siya. Ngayon, ang nangyari, ang unang tanong sa akin, kasi nag-stop ako ng ilang taon nag-aaral ka pa ba? Sabi ko, ay hindi na po kasi po, ito nga, nag-artista na po ako, ganito
Admin
na po, Showtime na ako.
ng school yan, kid, yung kausap mo.
Mismo may-ari. May-ari. Sila ang kumuha sa akin para mag-perform sa intrams nila.
Okay.
Ganon. So sabi ko, okay naman po, gusto ko kung may opportunity na dadating. At saka kasi sa ginagawa ko po ngayon, kasi araw-araw kami sa Showtime, Monday to Saturday, hindi ko po kaya parang pumasok-pasok pa kasi gabi din po ang uwi ko. Sabi niya, paano pagbigyan ka namin ng ikaw ang kauna-unahang estudyante namin na online?
Nice.
Wow, nice.
Yun, di ba? So naisip ko na parang, ay pwede pa to, kaya pa. Kasi, ang inaano ko nga, kasi iba pa rin yung may, ang maganda kasi sa amin, sa pamilya namin, ang mga magulang ko, gusto nila mag-aral ka pa rin. Kasi ganun pang andil namin parang mag-aral ka, ganito, ganyan. Ngayon, nung ginrab ko yun, ako ang kauna-una ng estudyante nila, di ba? So ngayong taon pala, ito pa ngayong taon, graduate ako sa nila. Business ad, di ba?
Business ad.
Kasi
nagbi-business ka na.
kasi, So, ang ganda lang ng topic natin kasi nandun ka sa diskarte, tapos nandun ka sa diploma. So ako, sige, dumiskarte muna ako, nung may opportunity ng diploma, ginrab ko na rin.
Diba? And at the same time, yung course na nakuha mo, yung diploma mo nakuha mo, is applicable
Pasok
sa what
din
you're
sa
doing
akin.
now. Kasi nagninegosyo ka na.
Pero kid, on a mindset level, may pagkakaiba ba pag nung nag-aaral ka nung going after the degree over wala?
Meron, malaki kasi unang-una, kunwari, yung mga kasabayan ko dati mga klasiko, di ba? Parang, maski ako, kahit ang tingin nila sa akin, uy, artista na to, si kid, ganito, ganyan. Ang tingin nila sa akin mataas, di ba? Parang ganyan. Pero ako mismo, sa sarili ko, tangina, ito nga, nakatapos Iniisip ko pa nga sila, sabi ko, pangalan, tapos na yung mga kaklase ko.
Pero mas matalino ka dyan? Mas matalino ka?
Mas matalino ako dito dati.
Diba? Iniisip ko, bakit sila, graduate? Ako kasi mismo sa sarili ko, gusto ko. Gusto ko rin, kasi katulad yan, lagi naman sinasabi ng lahat ng artista to, ang pag-artista, hindi yan panghabang buhay. Unlike na, kunyari, maging si Coco Martin ka, diba? Si Ganda ka, yung ganung level na artista. Pero sa akin naman kasi, parang iniisip ko na parang, hindi naman ako, sana tumagal, ganito. Parang, feel ko kasi parang, hindi pa to yung pag-aartista ko, yung parang, magpapakain sa akin in the longer run. Kailangan ko ng plan.
Pero pare, anong calling mo? Ngayon na lang negosyo ka na nasabay sa pag-artista.
Yung parang ultimate calling mo na parang dapat dito mo. Kumbaga yung talagang isasubmit mo yung buong sarili.
Pero ano ba rin ngayon? Nakapag-decide ka na ba on that one?
Kasi nga ganito yan. Nung pandemic. Kasi ano ba nangyari ng pandemic? Stop lahat. Pangalawa, kalagitnaan ng pandemic, nawalan ng prangkisa ABS. Nawalan kami ng trabaho. Source of income na.
So doon mo na-realize?
Oo, kasi pandemic, bawal ka rumakit dito. Di ba? Bawal lumabas di ba? So doon ko na-realize, chinat kita. Tapos, sunod-sunod kasi pandemic na walang prangkisa ABS, hindi kami nakabalik sa showtime, hindi kami umere. Puta, na-scam ako. Puta, sabi ko, parang nung teenage na mga panahon ko, puro racket ako ito ang pera ko kaya okay lang akong gumastos dito kasi alam ko may racket ako kinabukasan or next month, di ba? Nung nag-pandemic, puta taon, wala naman racket. Di ba kaya kinausap kita? Nico, puta, paano ba ako magkakapera? Kaya kapin-kape ako ngayon, inano ko yung sa sabi ko.
Patilipad si Nico no?
Kaya yung nung nag-start kami nung parang nag-photoshoot muna tayo sa illegal nun. Kasi nung nag-artista ako, may negosyo na kami nun Kasi nagka-vape shop din ako nung artista ako Dumiskarte din ako ng mga ibang negosyo. Parang lang matry ba, di ba? Tapos ngayon, nung nilabas namin yung illegal that time, di ba? Tapos parang photoshoot natin, tsaka mo binring up nung daman. Sabi ko, maganda yan Kaso, may risk ka nga dapat na kailangan alalayan kasi isipin mo artista ako. Pag binild ko na tong daman, unang-una skincare siya. Unang labas natin Hindi siya men essential pa
Men essentials.
Skincare pa natin, di ba? Ngayon, iniisip ko, kung gagawin natin to, puta, hindi ako makakuha ng endorsement na skincare. Unang-una. Malaking pera din ang mawawala sa akin. Di ba? Kaya, nung binring up sa akin to ni Nico, puta na, nagduda.
May reservations ka.
Sabi ko, pera ba ako dito? Pero siyempre, dahil kilala ko naman si Nico, at saka mas maganda din naman yung...
It's your own.
Oo. Tsaka yung...
Tatanim ka
Alam mo di ba? Yung alam mo paano gawin, tsaka yung from the scratch, di ba? Kayong dalawa magkasama.
And also, yung brainchild nyo, yung pag-progress ng brand, naman, na from skincare, it's already an essential for men. And then yung pinag-uusapan namin ni Nico na magsasanga-sanga na siya for other necessities and anything that could groom a man to a man. Di ba?
Man in transition.
Man in transition. So, mas mas maganda yung naging opportunity.
Maganda eh. Parang sila niloloko ng Nico. Puta, pag ito nag-boom, puta, ewan kung di ka titigil sa mag-artista. Hindi kasi sa panahon ngayon di ba, sa online, like, kaya mong i-market sarili mo, di ba?
Exactly.
Okay na, di ba? Ang daming sumikat nung pandemic din. Diskarte lang din nila, TikTok. Di ba? Doon mo lang din naman maanik. Tama nga yung sinabi niya, parang case-to-case basis yan, yung diploma na yan, di ba? Pero para sa akin, kung okay ka sa diskarte, kung diyan ka magaling, okay sa akin yan. Hindi kita titignan kung anong estado mo, kung ano. Kung okay ka sa education, sa knowledge, kung magaling ka dyan, okay ako dyan, di ba? Wala akong inaano dyan.
Hindi mo pwedeng i-discount eh.
Huwag mo lang ipilit na kung ano yung opinion mo, yun lang yun.
Kasi parang papatayin mo yung idea na dahil naging successful ka sa diskarte, you're gonna discount people who has diploma.
Yes.
Hindi pwede yun na dahil, okay, naging successful ako, swerte ko, dahil madiskarte ako, lumaki yung negosyo ko. Sasabihin mo ngayon na walang value yung diploma.
Have you encountered people like that?
That's bullshit, pare. Medyo may mga nakikita ko sa medyo may mga nakita tayo sa internet ng mga ganung klaseng comments. Pero
Masakit sa tenga, pare.
that's a one-sided comment.
Pero what are your thoughts talaga on those things? Like,
On that comment? That's bullshit. That's bullshit, pare. Kasi ganito, you're misleading people.
Tama.
You're misleading people. You're misleading young people specifically.
Nangangarap, no?
For example, napakinggan ka niyan, bata ka, and then, kaedad mo to, sinabi mo yan na hindi mo kailangan ng diploma, basta madiskarte ka. Eh, paano kung magpigilan lang mag-aral yung mga yan? Di ba? Mag-aral na mga yan. And not everyone has that kind of diskarte. And not everyone is lucky. Ayan, sabi ko rin kay paring Edward, sa negosyo pare, kailangan ng may element of luck dyan.
Element of luck.
Di ba? Hard work, commitment. Kasi may element of luck. In everything we do, may element of luck dyan.
Timing, no?
Oh, may timing, right timing. So hindi naman lahat ng tao siswertehin right away. Hindi naman lahat ng tao would really commit to the hard work of putting up a business. Kahit may diskarte ka. Diba? So putting up those kinds of content and statements, it's very dangerous.
Yes, very
dangerous. Dapat you take it case to case basis. Even if naging successful ka sa diskarte, diba? Huwag may discount yung diploma. Kasi paano kung matalino ng batang to?
No.
Diba? May potential maging doktor, may potential maging lawyer, diba? May potential maging magaling na engineer. Eh narinig ka, tapos gusto mo magkapera, binitawan niya yung studies. That's very dangerous.
Tsaka may ano ako dyan, pare. I just want to iterate something with regards to that, no? Kasi right now, success kasi, usually when we view success, it's always tied up into like having a business, having a successful business or something.
Having a lot of money.
Diba? Having a lot of money. But if we're gonna look at it, like right now, the situation right now, building a business is so easy.
Yeah, putting up a business.
Diba?
Is easy. Yeah.
It's so easy to put up a business. So, what does it mean? Ibig sabihin, the competition is actually lalo kayong dumadami.
There's
So,
a
therefore,
perfectly competitive market on all industry.
diba?
On all industry.
So, kung competitive ang market, sa tingin mo ba, kaya mo pa rin masabi na kaya mo mag-survive kahit diskarte lang yung gagawin mo? It's impossible for you to survive. Diba? Lalo na kung wala kang critical thinking, pare.
And tulad nga nun, siguro yung pinanggugutan niya is already in his head. Kasi of course, in pakiramdam niya is already successful. He has the right to say those things. Eh, sabi ko nga, it's dangerous kasi you will influence people the wrong way. The wrong way, especially young people like you.
May analogy ba dyan ng na parang you just have to be, kasi parang the current generation, parang sinasabi, you only have to be smart enough. Pero hindi kasi yung parang smart ka, kaya ko tong gawin, kaya ko tong gawin. So it takes, it takes a deeper understanding. Di ba on our last podcast yung sinasabi ko na, saan ka ba magsisimula? Are you gonna start from Metro Manila para makakyat ka sa Everest? O nasa Everest ka na? Nandun ka na sa base camp bago ka umakyat? Unfair advantage yun eh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tapos kung ang pamilya mo, tapos maganda yung background mo, tapos compare mo somebody na who doesn't have that. False analysis, mali yung
Tapos oranges yun.
mali.
Cannot compare.
Pari, huwag ka na lumayo, di ba? Basketball. O, 5'6" ako, halimbawa. Tapos,
Ang point guard.
6'7" yung kalaban ko. Sino sa atin na mauuna? Di ba? Magkaibang, kahit gano'n ka kagaling, may titingnan ka pa rin na baseline. Ano ka ba?
Baseline.
Diba?
That's why when young people or even entrepreneurs, mga bago nag-negosyo would come to me for advice, I always ask them, what's their situation? What they want to achieve? Ano bang current na ginagawa mo ngayon? Anong current issues and concerns that you have? Kasi nga, those kinds of things, it's case-to-case basis. You give advice, depende sa tao, depende sa pagkakataon, depende sa sitwasyon niya, depende sa pagkatao niya, depende sa mindset niya. So, you cannot always throw general statements like that na it's a general statement, but still, the sound of it is an absolute statement.
Linear eh.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Hindi siya
Saka kumbaga, sa akin, dun sa binanggit mo kasi kanina na parang we'll give the choice or the option dun sa mga viewers natin na kasi parang if you're torn between making a decision whether you'll have to take the diploma or you just go out there and hustle your way in, siguro ang first thing na you have to consider is yung essential needs ng tao, Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Kasi yung sa'yo pare, kaya na-decidean mo na itigil na yung pag-aaral muna dahil na-provide mo na yung basic needs mo eh. Kaya mo nang pakainin yung sarili mo, uminom, may bahay.
So, plus, meron siyang responsibility to really
provide, di ba?
And if he's gonna continue to study, mababawasan yung time niya to earn more, to provide.
Yes.
So, may pros and cons ka na kailangan.
Pros and cons, di ba?
I-weigh.
So sa'yo, kung hindi mo pa naman kayang gawin yung mga bagay na yon at tinutulungan ka ng magulang mo, nagpapakahirap yung magulang mo para magtrabaho, tapos
Correct.
pag-aaralin ka, tapos meron pa akong narinig na advice, yung pang-tuition mo, ipang-ano mo na lang. Pang-negosyo mo na lang. Pang-negosyo mo na lang. Pang-tuition mo, pang-negosyo mo na lang. Sabi ko, hindi, ang problema kasi, minsan, parang we have to, like for the viewers, we have to like really understand kung saan nagagaling yung advice. Some people are not actually been to that cycle of like running a business.
The trenches.
Like, trenches, di ba? Like,
They thought it's easy eh.
Yeah,
They thought
thought
a
it's
business.
easy.
Walk in the park lang siya. Big term na, may negosyo na. It's not that.
But the truth is, parang yung iba kasi parang, and doon naman, no offense about those people who are like telling those things. But for me, the way they do business is actually different from an actual business.
Pero minsan kasi, often neglected din yung mga traditional businesses.
Yes.
These are businesses in the agriculture. These are businesses na we always see food and beverage. They have a different approach din eh.
But you enlighten us nga on that part. Kasi
Which part?
sa agribusiness, kasi for example, in this firm, actually kayo lang ang client namin na aggressive on providing solutions on the agricultural side. But sinasabi mo traditional like selling goods, selling common services or professional services, construction, tech, ando na lahat yun eh. Pero yung on the agri side, can you enlighten us?
Traditional.
Like for ano naman sa amin, we started off with my partner, si Fred, with Silicon. So medyo non-conventional we started off an Internet of Things company ngayon, Silicon. So primarily our clients right now are agriculture companies like people who have poultry, people who have livestock. So we help them increase their yields by having them
Efficiencies.
Yes, yung kumbaga systems. So if you have a tunnel farm, how would you be able to maximize na mas mataas ang aanihin mo? Wala siyang fanfare of anything like ibenta mo to, ganyan. Definite. Ano ang usapan? At the end of this number of days, kung ano ang ma-produce mo, yun ang babayaran ko sa'yo if it's contracting. So, the key there is technology. This technology are available, but one of the things that we should trust on, we're an agricultural country. A lot of people are saying that, but what are we exactly doing? What are we doing in
What
terms
initiatives
of...
are we putting in place?
Yes. Are we saying enough things to push the envelope forward? Are we trying to communicate dun sa mga farmers sa province na...
Or just for show.
Yes, those are things eh. Kumbaga, if you have to be perfectly honest, asan ba tayo talaga? What can we do to help? Kasi regardless naman of which administration it is, the constant thing is, you have to
We are
be...
agricultural
Go forward.
country.
Yes, and also, food sustainability, which is I'm very big on, na dapat, hindi naman sa pag-ano, pero yung mga price ng commodities natin, yung mga pagkain and all, should be maayos na. Even if you factor in inflation, dapat yung farmers natin would be able to receive the appropriate help for them. Whether it's coming from the government or from the private sector, they should be able to be confident. Diba? And how do you do that? By having dialogues with them. Sir, ano bang problema? Bakit bumagsak yung anin nyo? Kasi those are different. Whether it's the weather, whether it's something to do with the feed.
So, tailored fit siya with the concerns and problems.
Yes, that's what I like about it. Kasi you're producing something that has may buhay. Diba? Whether it's for poultry, whether it's for livestock, different things. Pero at the end of the day, dapat dadaan yun sa lamesa ng tao. So, I'm very big on that. Na dapat sustainable tayo doon. Oh.
So bro, dun sa industry nyo, would that require a diploma or okay lang na diskarte lang yan?
Highly specialized.
Di ba?
Hindi mo rin kasi magagawa lahat ng yan without having an engineering degree. So, all of my partners are engineers. So, I'm not the only one. Hindi ako engineer, to be honest. But you have to also have the touch when dealing with people from the agriculture, like yung farmer. At bakit bumagsak yung kita mo? Bakit bumagsak yung ganito? Bakit itong feed or yung fertilizer na to hindi gumagana? Kailangan mo i-scope yun eh.
Yeah.
Kailangan mo i-scope ng full na para magkaroon ka ng conclusion. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, kasi mainit eh. El Nino, La Nina, maulan na kasi. Generic eh. O mamatay yung mga manok mo. Boss, mamatay yung mga manok dito kasi sinipon. And then it turned out, hindi pala na-on yung blower. Or sobrang mainit. Hindi nababa yung mga windows. So a lot of factors na very essential. Kung titingnan mo, pero yun ang basic na kailangan ng mga tao, agriculture. Diba?
May gusto akong i-highlight dyan since nabanggit mo yan. No?
Sige bro.
We were able to discern yung mga types of like careers or jobs na pwede nating puntahan dito sa mga viewers natin. If you're gonna ask us when it comes to whether you'll choose diploma or career, what you need to do is to, kanyari, sa side nyo, you are a highly specialized sector when it comes to agriculture. And if you are in that field, that's where, kung talagang, if you're talking about money, that's where you get the most out of it.
Yun talaga may niche yun eh.
That's where you get the most out of it. If you're highly specialized and people, di ka mawala ng market. People are actually gonna look for you, kakailanganin nila yung service nyo. So it's all about you asking yourself, saan mo gustong dalhin yung sarili mo? If you want to be that extreme successful person, you need to be very, very good at one thing. So kung talagang ayaw mo ng diploma at magaling ka sa sa hustle, you know, at some point, magiging magaling. Kunyari, kinukwento mo, pare, magiging magaling ka naman. Be very good at it, pare.
That's true.
Kasi once you're in that position, na parang people are looking up to you because you are very good at one thing. Si Lebron nga, hindi college, di ba? Hindi college graduate. Pero, isa lang ginawa niya sa buong buhay niya. He's a specialist sa bagay na ginagawa niya.
Kobe rin, di ba? Ganyan.
Kobe rin, di ba? They are specialists. They dedicated themselves in one thing that they're doing. So, if you are, kung nakikita nyo yung sarili nyo at a specific field, try to enhance it. Kung nakikita nyo nandun lang kayo. Kasi maraming magsasabi sa inyo ng, kung kaliwat kanan ba yan. Maraming cases But, number one, you have to look at kung saan nanggagaling yung message. Kasi can be a very dangerous advice, pare, lalo sa mga bata na.
Yeah, that's true, man.
If you want to, for example, you are
Hindi ka naman pwede magbamba mentality ng second year high school. Diba? Mamba mentality ka second year. Diba? Anong gagawin mo? May isip ka sa tao? Iba ng bawal sa magulang. You're still in high school eh. You're still reliant, pare. You're still reliant. Anong pag-uusapan nyo nung possible mo na business partner?
Mamba mentality.
O kliyente.
And since you mentioned that, pare, one thing pa yan na a lot of people, they're trying to, or they're having a hard time finding their passion. Diba? So if you already have that passion,
I love that.
I think, or I believe, personally, kasi this is my passion, doon ka mag-umpisa in putting up a business.
Yes.
Kasi if that's your passion, and you wake up every day doing it, you love doing it, hindi ka mapapagod eh. Hindi ka mapapagod doing it. So, money will follow. Actually, if that's your passion, you keep on doing it and keep doing it, hindi mo maisip mo na yung pera.
And you won't mind the extra work.
Yes.
Exactly.
Doon ka magiging obsessed, pare. Diyan babasok yung Mamba mentality. Obsessed.
Kaya yung sinasabi mo kanina, na if alam mo na sa sarili mo na this is my passion, this is what I want to do, then by all means, again, drop everything. Focus on your passion. Make sure that you are really dedicated for the hard work of enhancing that passion and that skill set or that knowledge that you have. And build a product, services, or anything related that you could sell and earn money from it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Kasi, money follows value.
Yun.
Kung ano yung value na kaya mong i-provide sa market, doon ka susundan ng pera. So, hindi nyo kailangan mamili. Tsaka pare, gusto kong dagdagan yung sinabi mo because I think, kasi ako galing ako ng pagiging engineer na naging digital, e-commerce, no, entrepreneur, brand builder. Kumbaga, sa akin, I believe yung passion mo. Kasi wala naman akong malay sa pagnenegosyo sa talaga eh. Sa totoo lang. Pero kinailangan ko lang gumawa ng negosyo because I need to like build myself eh.
Pero did you see something when you were starting? You mentioned na wala kang idea on anything about e-commerce, diba? Now you're one of the biggest players there. Pero ang sinasabi mo is, when you started, wala kang nakikita. Did it help na engineer ka? Kasi you can look at it from a different
diploma mo dyan.
perspective.
Of course.
Kasi mag-ibang point of view eh. From si Nick, mag-iba rin. Kasi kung papasok siya dun sa e-commerce, titignan
Numbers
siya.
ay titignan niya sa
He will also look at it from a different point of view, di ba?
engineer ako kasi, so sa akin siguro in terms of critical thinking, like, yun yung malaking tulong sa akin. Actually, gusto ko kanina pa yung dagdag yun, like,
Which one?
yung pagiging critical thinker ko. Na, sa engineer kasi, pare, it's all about problem solving.
Right.
Diba? Troubleshooting. Kunyari, you're an engineer, like, I'm an engineer sa barko. May problema yung isang makinarya ko. I have to understand, ano yung problema na yan? I have to troubleshoot. So, it's all about problem solution. When, in fact, sa business, kung alam mo yung scientific process, kaya mo na mag-business.
And a business is a series of problem solving.
Diba? It's a series of problems.
Every day you solve a problem.
Diba? Well, sa business, all you have to do is to find the problem, create hypothesis, observation, experimentation, data, iteration. Diba? As long as you have alam mo yung scientific process, you can do business. Eh.
Pero there's this also one thing eh. Even if you know all those, factor in, sige, luck. Factor mo yung luck. Pero yung practical skills, like having the timing. Hindi mo kasi hindi mo kasi maituturo basta-basta yun eh. Wala yun sa degree pare eh.
Wala.
Yung parang timing mo, ito, okay na to. Diba? Okay to, pwede kong i-launch to ngayon. How would you get that?
For me, when I first started, because I started e-commerce way back 2016, early 2016. And during that time, pare, the e-commerce here in the Philippines is so dry. Like, wala talaga. Pare, mag-COD ka nga. Kailangan mo pang mag-apply kay Tugo.
2016 yan.
2016, pare, wala pa talaga. Pahirapan pa mag-cash on delivery. Ang unang nag-offer ng COD, si Tugo, si JRS, si LBC, kailangan mo pa mag-band para magkaroon ka ng COD sa kanya. Saka
Really?
Saka meron si Check Me Out, it's a subsidiary of LBC. Pero nawala din. But nung nag-i-start ako, kasi natuto akong mag-e-commerce sa US. I do dropshipping.
Right.
So sa akin siguro, doon papasok yung parang I just created my own hypothesis na I saw how big the industry of e-commerce in US during that time. So parang dito pare, it's a gamble eh. You have to bet in eh. With all your, yung lahat ng kaya mong gawin.
But still, it's a calculated risk.
It's a calculated risk. Kasi alam mo na if this industry is so big right now in this, and And I'm one of the few players that was able to know this industry at a very early stage of na talagang sobrang infancy stage pa siya. Doon ko na-realize, okay, I'll bet all my all my marbles here, and like talagang doon ko sinimulan yung sarili ko to submit myself. I'll give everything. Like I'm working like 9 a.m. hanggang 12 a.m. yun, pare. Dire-diretso. Nag-aaral lang ako ng e-commerce.
Ngayon pa rin naman
Problema na lang, pare. Pag-umasagot ng problema When I first started, bago si Alvin, pinaka-life playado ko, tagal na sa akin yan.
Akala mo, when you're starting the business and then you're just sleeping 4 hours, 5 hours a day, you thought that if it's already successful, it's gonna change? No, it's not. It's not.
Hindi, di ba? Lalo doon namin nga yung problema That's why sometimes, hindi naman sana, it irritates me when I'm seeing advice from people na, they're doing different things and they're trying to sell something na hindi naman nila ginagawa.
Exactly.
Pero going to that, yung perspective mo na a lot of people are sending a different message these days. I think, kid, having that fame, na yung reach niya, how do you manage there's certain noise na how do you control yourself, especially having that fame, di ba?
Siguro, yung sa mga, siyempre sa social media, di ba, masyado. Kasi
bibigay ka lagi ng opinion.
Ganun kasi parang kailangan sumabay ka ba sa ingay, di ba? Laging may ganyan Ang ko kasi, sa amin kasi, dumadaan kami sa workshop. Na, di ba, workshop, ako kasi isang taon ako nag-workshop bago maging artista na ganap. Di ba, ganun. So, hindi lang naman sa acting, di ba, nauso pa yung tapik-tapik ni OJ Diaz na, di ba, level 5, di ba, ganyan. Hindi lang naman minsan acting ang tinutukoy sa workshop Pwede rin yung anger management mo, di ba, yung kung paano ka makihalubilo. At saka syempre yung workshop ka kung paano mo itrato yung mga nauna na artista sa'yo, yung mga matagal na, di ba?
Yung respeto.
Yung respeto. Kaya yung mga ganyan na parang ang dami nagsasalita na may opinion lang siya dahil may influence ng ganyan. Ako kasi, personally, hindi ako nakikisabay sa ganyan Kumbaga, tanginan to Alam kong mali yung minsan sinasabi nito. Sabi ko, tanginan to parang OA na to, gagawin to Diba? Kaya doon mo kumbaga mapaghihiwalay yung pagiging influencer ng iba sa pagiging tunay na artista.
Right.
Diba? Doon minsan nagkakatalo Kasi diba, sabi din naman nung iba na parang ang mga influencer, ang mga parang sila ang bagong artista.
May nagsabi niyan, di ba?
Diba, wala naman kaming doon kasi pwede naman merong mga artista na naging influencer, na nag-vlog, di ba, na nag-Facebook, diyan kumikita, di ba?
Pero it follows, if you are a celebrity or artista ka, at a certain aspect or a certain point, talagang meron ka talagang influence with other people.
Kasi pina-follow ka na
Ganun nga
platform.
Hindi kasi sa amin, siguro sa amin merong mga artista na puta ito papatulang ko, 'di ba? Papatulang ko. Lalo na kung yung mga sinasabi ng mga iba na parang medyo offensive na, lalo na sa mga matagal na sa industriya. Kasi doon ako hindi ko naman masasabi yung sarili ko na sobrang sikat ako 'Di ba? Artista ako, 'di ba? Pero marunong ako tumingin ng respeto at katulad ng mga mga child star, kunyari sila Jairo Sakino, yung mga nakasama ko dati, sila Mutya, sila Raiko. And mga bata pa lang yan, artista na yan. Di ba? Pero mas matanda ako dyan. Pero yung respeto ko sa pagdating sa industriya namin.
Sila sa industriya.
Oo, andyan yan.
Kasi di put in the work na.
Andun yan di ba? Kaya yung maraming nagagalit na ibang artista dyan na parang, bakit kunyari, sino ba nun? Si Nanay Silvia Sanchez. Yan, kasi naging nanay ko sa pelikula yan, sa teleserye. Ang ayaw nila, pag hindi ka bumabate sa mga direktor, at saka sa mga nauna sa'yo, kailangan nandyan yung respeto. Kung may ano man yan, dapat, alam mo yung level mo.
Professional ka.
Professional ka dapat. Kaya kami yung, minsan, di mo na lang din papansin may ingay sa social media na, so ganito, mas kailangan ng diskarte o ganito, di ba? Dapat alam mo sa sarili mo kung saan ka pupwesto, kung saan ka level. Kasi minsan pag pinatulang mo, mas umiingay pa sila di ba? Kaya dead man na lang. Ako para sa akin. Pero yung mga iba, hindi nakakapagtimpe di ba? Kaya ako,
Pero parang with the degree of influence that you have now as a celebrity, tingin mo sa mo gagamitin yung influence na yun?
Siyempre,
Given a chance now.
Sa akin, syempre, ang unang gagamitin ko yan, syempre sa mga katulad ko lang din naman na nagkaroon lang ng opportunity to work, 'di ba? Na nagkaroon din ako ng opportunity para mag-aral ulit, 'di ba? Siguro parang based sa daman, 'di ba? Paano maging responsableng anak, kapatid, kuya, 'di ba? Ganyan barkada, tao, 'di ba? Mas okay kasi yung ganun kaysa yung ako kasi tulong din ng mga nakakasama Nasa tulong din ng nakakasama kasi una sa pag nag-artista ka, mako-culture shock ka dyan na parang putang ang dami nagpapapicture, ang daming chicks, di ba? Ganyan yan mga tukso yan di ba? Siyempre, bilang ako, normal na tao, natutukso din ako dyan, lalo na pumasok ako dyan, single ka, di ba?
Ilang beses ka nakatukso pare?
Puta marami. Di ba? Matutukso ka din, di ba? Matutukso ka din. Pero nasa sarili mo kung paano mo didisiplinahin at babalikan mo kung bakit ka ba nagsimula. 'Di ba? Ano ba yung gusto mong patunayan sa sarili mo, sa pamilya mo, 'di ba? Kasi marami diyan yung parang nakatungtong lang, nakatikim lang ng konting sikat. Putang ina, ganyan na sa social media.
Madaming ganyan
na.
Opinionated na.
Putang ina, pero pag tinignan mo, putang ina, yung mga matatagal, sila pa yung tahimik sa industriya, di ba? Sila pa yung tahimik sa social media, di ba? Sila yung hindi nagko-comment. Di ba? Pero pag nakasama mo sila, wala kang mararamdaman na yabang. Di ba nandun? Pero hindi ko naman nila lahat.
Humility.
Merong nakatungtong na dyan, matagal na dyan, may hangin pa rin. Meron at meron, di ba? Kaya hindi sa amin yung mga papansin, di ba? Para papansin na yung ganyan kasi.
Ano kasi andun ang views
Andun Minsan,
pero may ano ba yan? May distinction ba na nilalagay mo sa sarili mo? Being a celebrity, an influencer, or just being an actor? Kasi may ano yun
Oo.
Di ba?
Pero kung titignan mo kasi, parang nasa isang lang kami, industry lang, di ba? Parang nasa entertainment kami, di ba? Parang ako nag-start ako sa hashtag, tas hanggang sa mabigyan ka ng opportunity para umarte. Artista ka, tas bibigyan ka ng commercial, di ba? Mag-model ka, mag-promote ka ng ganito, ganyan. Kaya yung tanong na parang ano bang mas ngayon, yung influencer o artista? 'Di ba? Hindi ko naman inaano yan kasi katulad ni Alex Gonzaga. Puta, artista na yan, sikat na yan, pero nag-YouTube pa rin. Nag-influence siya, 'di ba? Maraming ganyan Kaya hindi ako masawsaw kasi sa ganyan talaga Andyan si Idol Nico kasi natin lagi Tsaka yung mga nakakasama mo na parang ako, mga kababata ko, pinapaalala sa akin na tangina, tropa pa rin tayo, di ba? Kasi minsan bibilog din ulo mo Lalo na yung makatikim ka lang ng konting pera, ng konting sikat, puta, feel mo, ikaw na siya di ba? Dapat marunong ka tumingin pa rin.
Sa lupa, mata sa langit.
Pero si di ba? Si Al Pacino, parang kinconsider niya sarili niya actor. Walang any other
role playing, no?
Ako kung basta saan may pera No joke! Hindi kasi gusto ko din naman ma-maximize kung katulad yan, andito pa ako sa industriya, ma-maximize ko yan. Kasi baka balang araw, pagsisiyan ko, putang ina, dapat pala ginrab ko. Dapat pala yun ko. Diba?
Pero yung film niyo pare, yung last, yung sinasabi mo na, mahirap ba yun?
Para kang papa mo. Mahirap siya sa umpisa. Kasi unang-una may mga makakatrabaho ka na hindi mo kilala. Di ba? Na mas veterano sa'yo. Magaling na director, ibang staff, cameraman, di ba? Lahat. Mahirap siya. Pero may proseso kasi dyan na parang kailangan mo makisama muna, di ba? Makisama ka. Kung sino mas matagal sa kanila, yun lagi mong lapitan, yung dapat lalo na kasama namin yung Guapings. Sila Mark Anthony, si Joe Mapa,
mga originals.
Eric Fructuso, di ba?
Originals yan. Panoorin natin yan, Mark.
Yun. Tapos, ang medyo nagpagaan lang sa trabaho namin. Kasi kasama ko yung dalawang kagrupo, si Zeus at si Nico. Kami yung mga anak na Kami next generation, kumbaga. Doon kami parang nagkasama-sama na grupo na nakagawa kami ng pelikula.
And then, ginaguide din nila kayo.
Ginaguide. At saka wala namang masama kung magtanong ko
Pero ano yung instance na masabi mo na nandito na ako? Parang, di ba, may meron ka dun
Narating mo na, no?
Narating ko na. Parang ganun.
Minsan pag nandun ka na, isipin mo, lahat ng sabihin mo, dapat,
Hindi, kasi ako, hindi ko tinatanim sa sarili ko na parang, andito na ako, artista ka na. Kaya maraming, yung dating mga nakasama ko na parang, syempre, baka lumayo yung loob sa'yo, di ba? Pag tinanong mo, di ba? Tumaas ka masyado.
Hindi, kasi maganda rin yung tingnan eh. Kasi hindi naman lahat puta nag-modeling career o ano, di ba? Wala namang chance na makapag-produce ng sariling film. So yung insight mo doon would be very valuable din kasi that's a different industry na distinct talaga. And konti lang yung
Di lahat gwapo tsaka maganda eh.
Hindi, sa amin naman, ang sinasabi nga namin sa ganyan, yung looks mo, di ba, bonus na lang yan eh.
Exactly.
Kasi, at the end of the day, at titignan sa'yo, kahit sobrang gwapo mo, puta ka na, kung di ka naman magaling makisama, puta, kahit magaling ka pa eh, kahit magaling ka, puta, bibitaw.
Hindi ka tatagal, ano?
Di ba?
nangangalay, ano?
Kaya kailangan, di ba, marunong ka makitao rin kahit pa paano.
Yan ang take mo dun sa ano, kasi marami din ako naririnig na bitawan mo yung mga kaibigan mo eh.
Iwan pamilya.
Ibang pamilya.
Bakit?
Hindi, may mga ganong cases na pag hindi na nakakatulong. Kasi pare sa akin nangyari yan eh. Parang there was a point in my career na parang iba na yung level ng ginagalawan ko eh. Pero at some point in time, pare, you'll have to go back to where you came from because you'll realize that the most genuine joy na makikita mo is pagkasama mo yung mga dati mong kabarkada mo na nagkagagawa. Parang that's where you can still be yourself.
It's not legendary unless your friends and family.
Oo, di ba?
That's true.
So yun yung gusto ko itanong sa'yo. Buti hindi naka-apekto sa'yo yun na parang, kasi for me that's one way, that's one way for me if I'm looking at a person. Kaibigan mo pa ba yung mga dati mong kaibigan or are still somehow, di ba? Or still, total, nakaangat ka na eh. Were you able to provide value to them? Di ba? Kasi marami dyan ang ginagawa. Kalimutan mo yung mga tao hindi nakakatulong sa'yo. At somehow, totoo naman. If they're too toxic, that's true. That's the
If they're toxic.
Too toxic.
Pero
diba?
mali kasi siguro yung term na hindi nakakatulong.
Hindi nakakatulong kasi
Parang hindi mo naman requirement to keep people lang na nakakatulong sa'yo.
hindi lahat kailangan pare-pareho ang ginagawa.
It's simply the other way around. You're the one influencing, you're the one helping them.
Yes. Total, ikaw yung nakatungtong sa taas. Ikaw yung gumawa ng paraan para umangat.
Ikaw, Nick, sino pinakamatanda mong kaibigan?
Oldest friend?
Oh. Kasi it's a journey, di ba?
Yeah.
Sabi nga nila.
Hindi ko masasabi na nagkaroon ng fall off with my oldest friends back in. I have this best friend ko siya since grade 1. Kaklas kami ng 4th year and then we still have connections in college. And then of course, dadating yung point na your priorities will change. Pamilya siya, tapos ako, I'm putting up this business. So it doesn't mean na wala na kayong constant communication.
Right.
Hindi na kayo magkaibigan eh.
Right.
Nung iniwan mo na siya sa ere, once in a while, I'll still talk to him, nakamustahin ko siya, mag-uusap kami about that. It's still the same. Still the same. Siguro yung sinasabi lang nung isang influencer na iwan mo lahat is that, in a sense na, if you have to focus on something, then you focus.
Yeah.
You focus, you cannot go back or stay on the old life that you have. Now, for example, kung hanggang umaga ka nung umiinom before,
Yun ang kalimutan mo kasi that's a wrong
you
habit.
cannot do that. Feeling ko yun lang yung message na gusto niyang ilagay doon. Pero, mali lang siguro yung pagsabi.
Articulate,
And siguro, one thing din na gusto niyang tamaan doon is let go of the toxic people.
Yeah. That's
Na hindi na nakakatulong sa mental health mo or to encourage you to do whatever you're doing now. Pero if yung mga tao na nandyan na pwede mong tulungan, mga nandyan na pumapalakpak sa'yo, sumusuporta sa'yo, by all means, you still be friends
Good
with them.
relationship. Kasi doon mo para, sa akin parang ganun nangyari nung
Yung oldest friend mo, pare.
Oldest friend, sila yun. Oldest friend, sila. Marami. Kumbaga, marirealize mo yan nung nagkaroon ako ng mabigat na problema sa negosyo ko. That's where you'll try to like seek na, okay, baka kailangan mo ulit bumalik sa kung ano yung mo. Hindi naman yung buhay mo, pero kailan mo nararamdaman yung talagang sobrang saya mo? Isa lang pare, pag nagkagagawa kayo ng barkada mo.
Exactly. That's
Diba?
your
Pero tingnan nyo rin, bro, no? Pagka, iba rin kasi dynamics ng pagkakaibigan ng lalaki.
Oo, iba.
Di ba? Compared sa may kaibigang babae na kailangan mo tanongin
Wala
about
akong kaibigang
how to
babae.
start eh. Iba ka kasi, idol kita. Pero sinasabi ko lang,
Awal sa akin sa kaibigan sa
there's a
babae.
different, straightforward life, pare. Yun ang ano mo talaga. Ikaw pamantayan namin eh. Pero ang sinasabi ko is, iba yung friendship ng lalaki.
Yeah.
Like, you can text the person, I think, once a month or twice a month. And then you're still good, di ba?
Walang demands. Walang demands.
Walang certain obligation na in a way na dapat ganito, ganyan. But you try to meet up. Like, for me, oldest friend, nursery pa.
Sa akin, kinder. Pare, since you
Shout out to
mentioned
JR Bal yun.
since mention mo yung oldest friend, actually, I have this attitude.
Kasi pare, sorry
Okay.
just to a few, we seldom give them the roses.
Yeah.
Oo.
Pero these people are there for you. And you share the laughter, pare.
Sila yung pinakamasaya pare pag nagsasaksin ka sa totoo lang.
Hindi ka kailangan i-text ng
They're
araw-araw.
the real ones. They're the real ones.
Yeah.
Kaya I have this attitude na if you're an oldest friend, you're one of my oldest friend, na matagal tayo nagkasama, syempre tested na ng time yan. So it means you're one of the few people na I really trust. And I have this mindset na I keep my circle small.
Yes.
And then kasi I really believe that those people who's in your inner circle are those people who can really hurt you.
Right.
So I limit that. I
Yeah.
really limit that. Kasi if talagang nasa inner circle ka, well, let you, pag nasaktan mo ako, then okay. Kasi wala kang choice kundi patawarin tsaka unawain yung mga tao na nakakasakit sa'yo. Especially if mahal mo yon nasa inner circle mo. So, pag may oldest friend ako and nandun ka sa inner circle ko, ikaw laging ino-offer ako. For example, I have an idea, I have an opportunity, I want to go here, I want to succeed on this path. Look at AVP. Diba? Una ko in-offer ang mga best friends ko from college.
That's good.
Diba? So yung mga best friends ko from high school and grade school, may mga gig din ako na offer ko sa kanila. But for not all of them would definitely, hindi naman sasama yung loob mo pag hindi sila sumama.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, as a friend, di ba, your goal is sama-sama tayong mangat. Diba?
Yes.
Sama-sama tayong
Pero look
to
at
be
your
on
roses.
top. Kasi it's gonna be legendary pag lahat tayo nandun. So,
Tsaka pare masarap yun kung kumbaga, yung, ang hirap kasi na kunyari, tumaas ka. Tapos yung mga kasama mo sa taas, hindi yun yung, alam mong, kaya mong makipagkagawan eh. Iba yung mga kasama ko kunyari, pare-pareho kayo ng level ng mga barkada mo. Kasama mo simula sa basurahan hanggang sa umangat kayo. Tapos makikita mo, tayo na, nagagawa niyo yung mga gusto niyo. Parang saya na.
they always say business is you need to have professionalism.
Yeah.
But for me, kasi business is always personal.
Personal.
There should always be a personal thing between you and the people you involved with.
Yes.
So, kung
You
may
should,
partners
parang
ako,
sinasabi mo pare, you should be around people that you like.
Yes.
that I trust.
Diba?
It's how you build relationship, pare. Di ba?
Dapat para-paras kayo ng wavelength. At the bare minimum, dapat para-paras kayo ng wavelength. Hindi mo kailangan na para-paras kayo matatalino. Kasi wavelength is not IQ eh. Diba? Kung magkakasundo kayo, kahit ikaw sobrang talino mo, ako hindi masyado, diba? Pero pwede magkasundo tayo. Diba? Kasi paras tayo ng wavelength. So, sa akin, yun yung bare minimum. And of course, we should trust each other. Yung pinaka-basic. If we're gonna venture on something, kasi business is not easy. There are a lot of challenges. Diba? Kayo dalawa, magkaibigan kayo. Pero kami dito sa TV, for example, hindi maiiwasan na magtatalo kayo. Kayo ni Fred, ganun din, di ba? But if you are really close friends, and lalaki kayo, di ba?
Just
After magkawan, magmumurahan na, pinagmumurahan dito. After magmumurahan, wala na.
Sure, gino.
Wala na. Kasi walang samaan ng loob. Walang natatanim na samaan ng loob. Kasi magkakilala na kayo eh. I know you, na ganyan ka magsalita. You know me, na ganito ka magsalita. And you know, that's not gonna be personal.
Yeah.
Diba? Hindi ako galit sa'yo. O possible, galit ako sa'yo ngayon. Pero at the end of the day, mahal kita bilang kaibigan.
Yeah.
Diba? Baka galit lang ako bilang business partner mo.
So may dynamic talaga, no? Iba yung pagkakaibigan ng babae sa lalaki na...
Pare, ang hirap ng mga babae.
Kasi kaya...
Their relationships with each other,
Bakit?
it's different. It's different.
Ayaw nila sa isa, pero magkasama sila.
I can't put up with that, man. I can't put up with that. For example, ayaw ko sa'yo and I'm gonna sustain talking to you for 3 hours. God, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'll tell it straight to your face, I don't like you, man. Let's not spend time together.
Sa lalaki kasi, scared na ka na eh, di ba? Pag nakita mo si, putya, dito na naman to. Alis ka na kagad eh.
Mahirap sa ating mga lalaki maging plastic eh.
Oo.
Diba? Mahirap sa atin.
Especially sa business, pare.
Especially sa negosyo. Siguro, we try to tone it down para walang suntukan na mangyari. But at the end of the day, we try to express ourselves.
Right.
If we have an opinion, if we have to say something, we try to do it eh.
Right.
Diba? at least if we're gonna keep it, we don't keep it for long.
Yeah, you can't be that fragile, di ba?
Kasi if, at the end of the day, if you look at it, ito, tinitingnan ko lang, no? If let's say, umabot na tayo ng 70, there are very few people then who would you share your common history.
Yeah.
Di ba? Common history meaning, bata kayo, maganyan. And then you long for that yung connection So, at your old age, siyempre makakasama mo dyan, hindi mo nakilala, mga 50s, 60s, di ba? Na parang wala na rin yung iba, namatay na or what, di ba? Just imagine in really, siguro. It becomes lonely Once you share this history with this person, parang naalala mo ba na nagpo-podcast tayo at this time? Nag-open tayo ng business at this time. So you have that kind of
yung connection ba
Yes.
And then, feeling ko, yung friendship kasi, specifically for men, kapag binidaanan ng challenges, for example, ako may challenge na dinaanan and you were there for me, para sa akin, sobrang lalim nun Di ba pare? Sobrang lalim ng tama sa puso mo na you were there for me.
Yeah.
And I think all men would agree on that Na lumalalim. Then, yun yung naaalala mo mga kaibigan mo. And then, pag nagkita kayo ulit, yun din yung babalikan nyo Di ba?
Kahit ulit-ulit,
Kahit ulit-ulit kung paano nyo hinandle yung
certain things,
certain challenges ng isang kaibigan mo at that time. But not only the good times Even especially yung mga downtime ng mga kaibigan natin.
Kaya nga pare, there's always a premium on loyalty.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Loyalty.
Exactly.
So you need to be loyal, guys, no? You need to build that credibility na though hindi ka naman siguro asshole, pero at some point in time you need to, kasi parang for me loyalty should
Should be earned.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like building relationship or by staying through thick and thin. Hindi yung tayo na pag if it's not beneficial for you, you'll just give
tulad ng sinabi mo kanina para kid na umabot sa point na yung may dilemma ka rin to join the man kasi baka mawala ka ng endorsement for skincare. But you trusted Nico kasi he's your oldest friend, di ba? So you're willing to risk yung future or your possible benefit in the future for your friend. Kasi you trust him that much. Diba? So sa akin pare, main requirement ko yan.
Pero may tanong ako sa'yo bilang prinsipe ng loyalty. Ano ang nakikita mo pare na best example ng loyalty na na-experience mo?
Best example of this. Meron din ba na? Sige daw. Kasi parang
it could be whatever.
Baka lumalit yung topic natin. Yung mga kaibigan lang na lalaki.
Or whatever, di ba? It could be just a simple thing, like a person sticking for you.
I watched this certain short in YouTube na every man should have a 3 a.m. friend. Diba? Na if you don't have a 3 a.m. friend, medyo matakot ka. 3 a.m. friend is someone you could call in the middle of the night and ask him to do something without him asking any questions, and he's gonna do it.
pick up the phone, no?
Just gonna pick up the phone, and I have that. These people upstairs are like that, and I'm so blessed to have them. Hindi lang sila isa, hindi lang dalawa. Actually, 10, 15 yan. That's why I'm moving freely now. Kasi like sinasabi, wala akong kaaway. And I have really solid friends.
Yeah.
Who's helping me to build what I want to build.
Right.
And isang point ko, yung pag-put up ng business, sabi ko na madaling mag-put up ng business. It's hard if you're alone.
Yeah.
But it's much easier if you have partners who you trust and who trust you. Yun yung pinaka-importante, pare. Kasi if you're gonna lead something, if you're gonna build something, it's very important that you have that confidence.
Yeah.
And that confidence will come from the people who trust in you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Kailangan may mga maniwala sa'yo on the onset And those are the people who trust you. And sino ba yung mga yun? Those are your friends.
Yeah.
Or your family. Na may tiwala sa'yo. And then that confidence will slowly grow and grow and grow. And then you're gonna build and build and build.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
It requires that, certain kind of relationship talaga.
Yun nga lang talaga, yung topic like this are often not discussed.
Discussed.
Hindi siya yung parang
It's all about success pare.
Right away. Diba?
It's all about success, but the truth is, success is just a byproduct of what you do at the bottom,
Correct.
Diba? Yeah, yung relationship. Building relationship is a form of success. You cannot be successful without any solid relationship, may it be to your friends, may it be to your customers, pare. Like, business is a relationship to your customers. Ang daming gumagawa ng business, pero very one-sided yung ginagawa nila. Parang, sige, basta makabenta lang.
And sa akin kasi success is not an absolute thing.
Yeah.
if I reach this, I'm already successful. No. For me, it's milestones. It's the journey.
Yeah.
Small success, small wins. Success pa rin yun eh. Diba? If I made a connection on this part, for example, Mark, you, and Kid, that's a success for me.
Yeah.
Kasi malawak yung network mo, madami kaibigan mo that you trust. And then, for example, yung sabi mo, you close a client that you really like, and that's a success as well.
Yeah.
Hindi yung grand dapat na, oh my God, I have 100 million in my bank and that's success. No, you don't view success that way.
Yeah, yeah. Tapos kakalimutan mo yung mga maliliit na bagay na parang it's worth celebrating, pero hindi mo siya iniisip as success because sobrang fixated yung success mo to money.
Exactly.
Diba? Sabi nga ni Kobe, the success is what you do right now. It's not the
future.
It's the future. It's what you do right now eh. And parang kapag, if you look at like for the viewers out there, if you really want to chase success, you gotta love what you do right now. And the only way for you to love what you do right now is for you to be joyful and you should rejoice on every little things. Maybe, okay, may malaking ang problema, para that's success for me I've been to a lot of problems and one thing that I could really vouch for is that every problems na may encounter mo, you deserve it. Kasi those problems will appear in front of you because you have that certain destination in your mind.
So you're looking at it as an opportunity.
It's an opportunity. You have to overcome that problem for you to be, what do you call this? Karapat-dapat. Doon sa position na gusto mo. Let's say, gusto mong maging, let's say, in business, you want to be one of the most recognizable brand or business in the future. But you need to earn it. You need to overcome all the obstacles in front of it for you to say that parang this is what I've gone through. This is kasi those experiences will give you wisdom. And that wisdom, you cannot just like get it in the book immediately. You cannot just like
Yun, wala sa diploma yun.
Wala sa diploma.
Yun, wala sa diploma yun.
Pero, tsaka yung isa pa pare, meron pa. So, ito, gusto ko idagdag.
Sige.
Some people are like rushing towards success. Iyon ang sigurong isa sa pinaka-toxic na naririnig ko sa social media. Kasi ngayon, napapansin ko, sobrang dami ng people are always talking about success. It's all about success. Diba? Pero, parang, they share the story kasi nandun na sila. But they forget na parang kung ano yung pinagdaanan nila.
Share the process.
Share the process eh, di ba?
Surgical.
Parang nangyayari, they try to create a story. It's as if like, it's parang ganun lang, isang ganun lang, andyan ka na agad.
Sa kanya I always believe, for example, you share the experience and then you learn from the experience. I always believe experience is not the best teacher. Failure is.
Failure is. Yeah.
So, kung sa akin, if I'm gonna share to people who wants to learn, I'm gonna share my
It's the failure.
failures.
Yeah.
My rock bottoms, how I overcome those rock bottoms. Kasi, you get to give them a gist how it's like.
Yeah.
How it's really like.
Realistic eh, kumbaga. Diba?
Hindi yung bigyan mo lang sila lagi ng maganda and then you're not preparing them properly.
Yeah.
Kasi pag na-hit nila yung rock bottom, nag-fail sila, they're not gonna be resilient.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're saying na parang yung story is the secret sauce behind the
Exactly.
how you get to a
Yeah,
certain
it's a
point,
journey.
diba?
Exactly. Kailangan may the success story na sila sabi, it's not technically a success story. It's a story of your failures.
So it's not what you have right now. Pare, palay ko pang paano mo kinuha yan.
Di ba?
It's not what you have right now. Dami mong sasakyan.
Kaya yung mga ginagawa ng mga tao, most of people in social media now flexing what they have. They thought, maybe for some people, it has positive impact.
Yeah.
Na, okay, itong taon ko is achieving so much, blah, 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 blah. But you can only reach or influence on a certain aspect of a person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hindi
It's
yung
not
kabuluhan eh.
Those who know would know.
Diba?
Parang ganun.
Na parang, bahala ka na to figure it out.
Meron
Basta ako successful ako, maingit ka ako, maingit ka, gano'n, di ba? Na parang i-flex ko to influence people na maging successful din kayo. But that's not enough. If you really want to influence people, you guide them.
Yeah, you guide them.
Tell them
Share
the fucking
the realities.
truth, diba?
Na, May butas
Pero
dyan.
mag-question ko nga dyan eh. I'm always fascinated by that statement na or the word na influencer. What is it really being influenced? And why are you trying to influence? Why are you influencing people? When the key, para sa akin the key is self-mastery.
Yeah, self-mastery.
Kumbaga, bakit ko i-influence si kid na maging ganito? When in fact, I haven't figured my shit out.
Yeah.
Diba? So parang, diba sabi nila, know sati ipsum, know thyself.
So they said,
Diba? So parang, bakit ako influence when in fact, I still have much to learn.
you haven't mastered yourself
I have
yet.
I have to learn from different people. I have to learn from you, Edward. I have to learn from Nick. And it becomes me, di ba? Pero I couldn't do that if I keep on preaching.
Yun, exactly.
Di ba? Parang yun lang yung iniintindi ko and I haven't got an answer. Di ba?
Feeling ko pare, those people who are trying to really just influence and preach, it's also their way to learn
I agree.
and master their craft.
How?
So for example, if you can teach something, it means you have to get that mastery, di ba?
Yeah. You have to learn it.
You have to learn it. If you want to influence something, if you want to impart something, at least you have to have the basic knowledge of it. And people who does that, I think, because I'm not like that. I only say things that I really know, that I can stand on. Pero if, siguro, on their standpoint, they want to improve their craft, they want to improve that knowledge or skill set or that thing that they want to impart by just preaching and preaching and preaching.
Evan may take on that kasi feeling pa din man ako influencer. I'm an educator.
Yeah! Actually, mas magandang salita eh. You're an educator.
Kasi for me, being one of the, I would say few, but I think marami naman na nag-iikot noon before I started. But when I first started, like selling trainings, like educating people how to do e-commerce, dumating ako dun sa point na, okay, like people will view you as somehow their benchmark. And mararamdaman mo yung point na, okay, I feel, you will feel responsible for them.
Okay.
And because you feel responsible for them, you have to educate yourself more so that you can give more to these people.
Exactly.
So yun yung naramdaman ko, pare. Kaya parang, at some point in time, pare, it benefited me so much. Diba? It benefited me so much because dahil I feel responsible na parang kulang yung naibibigay ko sa inyong idea. I'm not giving you enough to like improve your business, your strategies or anything. I have to educate myself. So pag ganun, minsan ginagawa ko, I'm taking like an off season, let's say, I'll try to understand one thing. Then kapag naintindihan ko na-implement ko na, it's working for me, then that's the time I'll share again. So yun yung ano ko pare. I'm not sure.
I think Mark's point is that you cannot share something
You
that's
don't
not
know.
in you.
Yeah, yeah.
Diba? You
Yes.
cannot give something that you don't have.
Yes.
Kasi that's bullshit. That's
Yeah,
all crap.
yeah.
Ano, parang kasalita ka lang sa hangin. And then, I agree,
Siguro dependent sa motive.
a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are like that. Kasi yung sasabi ko, it's very dangerous eh.
Maraming ganyan sa social media ngayon, no? Parang ang dami nilang sinasabi lagi na umaharap pa sila sa camera. Pero nakakapagtaka kasi ang dami ring naniniwala.
Pinakita ko sa'yo kanina, ba?
Di ba?
Ano?
Kung normal na tao ka at napanood mo siya, tapos magaling siya magsalita, tangina, tama yung sinasabi niya eh. Pero kung ikaw, kung alam mo sa sarili mo, kung bihasa ka na or may alam ka na,
pinagdaanan mo yung proseso.
putang na, bullshit
Alam mo na
yung
yung
sinasabi
bullshit,
nito
yeah.
eh. Oo, di ba?
Full of crap.
Pero ang hirap kasi i-distinguish eh. At this time, siguro, we're at the point kasi of history wherein this information are easily available and everyone has an opinion about certain things. So, how would you really understand what is it and why are you trying to influence?
Ako minsan, parang ako napapansin ko na nakaka-influensya sa akin yung isang tao, pero hindi niya naman ako direct na parang ini-influensyahan, gano'n. Like si Nico. Kilala ko si Nico, na-influensya niya ako kasi alam ko yung paghihirap niya eh. Alam ko yung pinagdaanan niya, pero nagagawa niya ng paraan, alam niya kung ano yung next step niya. So, doon ako nakita, putang ina, ang galing nito.
Relatable to
Oo.
yung experience.
Ayun, hindi niya ako direct na ini-influensyan, pero nakakakuha ko sa kanya ng mga kailangan gawin, 'di ba, ng mga strategy, 'di ba? Parang nagiging model ko siya. Ganon. Kasi parang like sa basketball, 'di ba si Kobe? Hindi naman siya yung parang ano agad, 'di ba? Parang
Rich
superstar,
agad.
'di ba? Hindi siya yung ganon yung parang laro siya pagdating sa court, puta, it's game time. Laro tayo. Tangina, wala akong pake kung may artista o kung sino man nanonood sa akin, basta basketball ako.
Yun yung art.
Kung magaling kalaban ko, wala akong pake. Basta ito ako magaling ako. So, yung kakagano niya, yung mentality niya na ganun, puta, ang daming, nung nawala siya, ang daming mga, kahit hindi nga basketball player pero yung influensya niya, nakikita, kasi yung hard work niya, nagpe-pays off dun sa mga taong, puta, iba to
It
Iba
creates
to.
the notoriety
Oo.
of him being. Pero kid, last 5 seconds, sino titira?
5 seconds?
5 seconds. Kobe, Jordan, LeBron.
Ay, puta.
Habang nasa topic tayo ng basketball.
Ay, puta, para sa akin.
Di ba? Para sa mga viewers din natin ng mga daman, di ba?
Ako
Last
kasi,
5 seconds, ha?
kung mentality,
Or 5 na lang, para mahaba-haba, may 3 dribble.
work ethic kasi, kay Kobe ako Pero kung...
So, ibibigay mo, yung inbounder, pare, kanino mo ibibigay?
Hindi ko sino na libre. Masisip ako. Hindi kasi ako, idol ko si Kobe.
Kasi lahat yan hihingi ng bola di ba? Yung tatlong yan.
Ipaksa, di ba?
Oo.
Idol ko si Kobe sa ginagawa niya, sa craft niya. Kasi parang sobrang dedicated siya dun Pero sa generation ko kasi, puta, believe din ako kay LeBron. Diba? Legend si Jordan para sa akin, diba?
You give it to LeBron because alam mong gagawin niya yung tamang pasa.
Ikaw, Nick, kanino mo ibibigay, pare? While on the topic of last 5 seconds, man.
Jordan, man.
Jordan. Even with the flu!
Ano ako I'm a fucking accountant. Ang basis ko is historical, data Historical data, di ba? Mas marami pinasok.
Ay, mas maraming clutch si LeBron kaya.
I make my decisions based on data.
LeBron.
LeBron ako.
Pero to touch na sa topic ni Kid about Nico. Ako kasi I believe words would show people who they pretend to be. But actions will show who they really are.
Yeah.
So, ikaw, na-influence ka ni Nico pare because of how he acts, yung mga actions niya. Pero feeling ko that's the greatest influence that you could provide.
Yeah.
You do it.
Yeah.
Let them watch you. Witness my fucking greatness.
Yeah. Doon, yung tanong mo, may sagot ako doon.
Sige, pare.
I feel like it's when kasi di ba sinabi ko, parang sa how do you influence people, paano mo madidiscern kung gusto mo mag-influence. It
Yes.
depende sa motive mo
Oh.
Whether you want something. So it's always dependent on motive. Pero, feeling ko, kasi
You're doing it in good faith or bad
yeah,
faith.
good faith or bad faith. Yung final question mo kasi is how would you say na parang you wanted to influence people?
Yes.
Diba? Para sa akin, parang mas titingnan mo lang siya kung yung ultimate motive mo is bigger than your self-gain. Kasi Kobe, yung ultimate motive niya, I want people to watch my greatness. Hindi siya magpipreach.
Pero may ano rin yun It only came later on, di ba?
Yeah,
There's a
came later on.
self-mastery.
Yeah, self-mastery talaga.
Oo.
Self-mastery.
Saan mas okay nga if you're gonna lead by action.
In the action.
But of course, you need words to condition people to follow you. But at the end of the day, the most influence you can provide is really you act on it.
Yeah, hindi pa
You do
sigaw-sigaw,
it.
no?
Hindi pa sigaw-sigaw. Words, it could only penetrate something.
Yeah.
But if you do it and they watch you do it, that's the greatest influence you could.
Pero touching on your answer, man, dun sa topic, for you to influence it, for you to have that right motive, do you also have to have a chip on your shoulder?
I would say yes, man.
Di ba?
Yeah, definitely.
When you say chip, would you say na something personal to you? Or maybe, kasi sa akin, for me, the chip is, I feel like, kunyari, sa industry of e-commerce, I really want to educate more people how to build brands.
The most powerful is always personal.
Yeah.
Diba? Whether it's something that happened to you. Parang, I call it the ARIA start list.
Yes.
People you can later on say something. Diba? Do you have to have that?
Start list.
a chip on your shoulder, whether you want to prove a person wrong for thinking this about you, or whether it's just seeing a person who influences you, and you want to, at a certain point, you want to have a validation, or, diba?
At some point, but to be honest, for me, lumalabas ako whenever I feel like there's a need to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kunyari, I wanted to prove someone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kunyari, whatever you're saying is wrong because I'm here to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how, kunyari ngayon. Ngayon, kasi lumilitaw ulit ako sa e-commerce. I really wanted to build the industry. It's because I'm seeing a lot of people saying the wrong things.
Right.
Same goes sa, kunyari, ito sa podcast. Like, they're always about talking about success but not telling people ano pa talaga yung pinaka-definition. Is it really the thing that you're doing?
Right.
Diba? So sa akin, yun yung siguro yung motive ko. When I want to prove someone wrong, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's my motive every time na I want to influence people na maybe for them it's the right thing, but for me it's the wrong thing. So that's my motive. Na yun yung reasoning ko na okay, behind it. I don't know if it's a chip on your shoulder.
Sa akin, a chip on my shoulder always is about myself. For example,
Which is, sige nga.
putting up a business.
Mm-hmm.
I always challenge myself. It's always before, wala pa tong mga businesses. I would challenge myself na kaya ko ba itong mag-put up ng business? And it's always gonna be on my shoulder na hanggat di ko na-achieve yan.
Prove it.
Until ma-prove ko sa sarili ko that I can do it. Hindi ako titigil. Same with law school. I told you about. Na-prolong yung law school ko because I put up a business and external factors came in as well. Andun yung chip na shoulder ko na kaya mag-law school? Kaya ko bang i-survive yung law school? And then when I felt yung first year sa law school, medyo nabawasan siya na kaya naman pala eh. Kasi it answered it answered the question already. So yung chip sa shoulder ko are questions that are challenges that I'm putting to myself.
Yeah.
Pero hindi bullshit din kasi sabihin mo na yung chip mo sa shoulder is always about yourself.
Yeah.
So there are times talaga na yung chip sa shoulder is about people, proving people wrong, or proving people that you can do it.
Correct.
I think that's a good motivation as well. Mali yung sabihin mo na, of course, you have to challenge yourself every day na ang titignan mo lang is yung sarili mo, i-challenge mo yung sarili mo to be better than who you are. Pero para sa it's an added motivation if you also compare yourself to other people in a healthy way.
Yeah, in a healthy way.
For example, I have mentors, I have people that I look up to. Chip the shoulder ko na, I want to be like
You
that.
want to chase that greatness
I want to chase that greatness. Kaya ko yan. Dapat kayanin ko yan. Yung ganong klaseng motivation, hindi siya yung inget factor na you do it just to prove people na okay ako eh.
Kasi tama ka pare dyan sa ideas na binibigay mo. No? I think yung behind the chip, there's a certain kind of madness for you to chase it, diba?
Yep.
There's a madness behind that. Parang next door neighbors always ang greatness at saka yung madness mo to do it. Kasi mag-iisip ka, why am I still doing this shit, diba? Or am I going through the process of failing constantly? But the thing there is, once you start hitting those goals, mas madali, diba?
Yeah, it motivates you,
It motivates you, man. Like, kumbaga, to be perfectly honest, you would always have those person na, or those instances na napahiya ka, or you failed, diba? And it makes you sway away from that.
Yeah.
Nagkamali ako dyan. Okay, may nagsabi sa akin na ganito. You always have that kind of, parang, babalikan. May babalikan ka parati na for you to move forward. It's like you being an alchemist, diba?
Yeah.
You get the negative and you turn it into positive.
Yeah.
Like, same way with the medieval, diba? Yung alchemist na turn a metal into gold. You should always have that eh. Parang, okay, this is the negative thing that comes to me. How do I turn it into something that's positive? And with that comes a process, diba?
Same goes as like how you embrace problems in front
Correct.
of you, diba?
Correct. But yun nga, you have to be perfectly honest dun sa sarili mo.
Yeah, you have to be, yun ang keyword. Actually, lagi na pinag-uusapan yun yung like if you really want to be responsible individual, you need to be fucking self-aware.
Yeah, exactly.
Self-aware at your flaws.
You should really know yourself to the core.
Yeah.
And sa akin, requirement yun na for you to be able to achieve that level of success when it comes to business, you should know yourself first. 100%, 101%. Kasi, pag may negosyo ka na, you talk to yourself every fucking day, 24/7. Before you talk to people, you talk to yourself. Always.
Yeah.
You're always in your head.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to handle yourself, you don't know yourself, 100%, it's gonna be difficult for you. Ikaw mismo may problema ka.
Yeah. There's always, di ba? Kumbaga, kunyari, mga lumalabas ngayon na people talking about success, there's always, like, I'm not sure if they're aware of the things that they're talking about, but,
True.
kumbaga, there's always this absolute truth na kaya mong masabi sa sarili mo if it's the truth or not. Or if you are not aware.
Absolute truth, Mark.
Diba?
Nakakaba na tayo niyan.
If you are not aware of that truth, it's for you to find out first, diba?
Yes.
You have to find out the truth.
Minsan nga nakakasawa na, di ba? Pag yung success parati makikita mo on all platforms, di ba? So parang on mo na lang National Geographic, manood ka ng mga penguin, mas okay pa minsan
Mas refreshing.
Okay, ganito pala sila mag-dive.
Ako na pare, sa Mark. Luto-luto na lang.
Di ba?
Ganun na lang
Minsan kasi, yung sabi nyo nga, toxicity minsan about those people na keeps on talking about these things. Iba na rin Di ba?
Pero back to your topic, para sa akin yung chip sa shoulder is really a requirement. Kobe is like that, di ba pare?
Yeah.
Ganun si Kobe pare, buong career niya. Naghahanap talaga siya ng chip. Right? Start ng season, naghahanap siya talaga ng problema ng kaya ilagay siya. Tapos
Even Jordan, man.
Parang ang chip niya sa shoulder is to chase Jordan
chase Jordan. And then, for example, meron siyang trip na player talaga na tapakan this season. Diba? Those things, it would keep you...
O kaya natalo siya sa finals, di ba?
Yun, natalo siya sa Boston, di ba?
Kaya nung natalo siya sa Boston, paghahandaan ko tong Boston na to.
Kaya
pagkatalo ng finals, practice agad kinabukasan, di ba?
Kaya nga, Alchemist, he turns things into positive and for his benefit, di ba? Hindi siya yung parang nagsiself-pity because I think a lot of...
That's very dangerous.
Diba?
Self-pity.
Pero there's a lot of people also right now na, especially for men, syempre hindi ka rin basta-basta makakapag-open ng problema.
Kasi let's be honest on that emotional aspect. Sa akin, I'll share it with you guys. Not all the time you're mighty.
Yeah.
Not all the time you feel strong. Not all the time you feel like you can do everything. Most of the time sa akin, usually once a month yan. Especially pag pagod ka, drain ka, you self-pity
Yeah.
Natatouch mo yung part ng self mo na mahina. And balikan ko sinabi ko kanina, if you know yourself, you know how to manage that. So you cannot discount yung mga tao na self-pity or who feel bad about themselves, who are too hard on themselves. Kasi feeling ko human nature yun
Yeah.
Correct.
Human nature, you just have to learn how to handle it and manage it.
People go through it.
Yeah.
Diba?
Once a month, twice a month, I have that, pare. I have that. Especially pag pagod ka and drain ka. You self-pity and usually, sabi ko kasi pag negosyante ka na, you keep it to your fucking self. Diba? God and man, we keep it to our fucking selves. Lagi lang nasa utak mo yan. Diba? You talk to yourself, you're always in your head, and lagi lang nasabi, you're not alone. No. Most of the time, you are alone. You are alone in your head.
Yeah, you're alone.
Unless you have a partner who's more inclined or understand you, yung parang encouraging when it comes to emotionally available for you as a person, diba? Kilala ka. Otherwise, mahihirapan ka magkwento kasi kung mababara ka lang, doon na lang ako sa mga tropa ko, diba?
Even if you have those people, not all the time you can tell them everything.
Yeah. Kailangan may i-filter mo talaga.
Kasi there are, for example, sa akin I'm guilty to that. Hindi lahat ng problema ko, hindi lahat ng dinadala ko is I share to people.
Yeah.
Kasi feeling ko, it's also something that I have to carry on my own to further improve myself. Pero to the point also na I don't want to pass unnecessary burden also to the
That's
people
true.
I love.
That's true.
Diba na tuwing may problema na lang ako or may mabigat, I need people with me. No, you
That's
really have to
toxicity, pare.
That's toxicity. And you have to learn how to handle yourself.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, you have to know yourself. You have to know how to manage and handle yourself.
Parang yung sinasabi mo pare is more of like being responsible in a sense na you're mindful kung ano yung magti-trigger sa'yo.
Yeah.
For
Yes.
depression, for sadness, na parang pag sinabi ko, mas mapakiramdam ko ngayon, but you still go out there. You're professional, you still try to do your job,
Yeah.
di ba? Even at these things, knowing all these things about yourself.
Show up.
Depression is real.
You show up.
Depression is real. But my position there is that staying in depression is your choice.
Yeah.
It's your choice. If you needed help, then seek for help.
That's true.
Diba? If talagang hindi mo na kaya to manage it on your own, you seek help. Kasi staying on that state is your fault already.
It's being irresponsible.
Yeah, it's your fault already. And sasabihin nila, mahina ako eh. Mahina ako to handle it. Mahina ako to open up. Diba? Doon papasok pa yung responsibilities natin as friends or as family to really know the people we are around with. Now, nakatawa, may problema to. Medyo iba na siya. And then you crack that person.
Right.
Especially if you have that strength, if you have that heart na nakikita mo na ganun siya, you help him. Kasi not everyone has the courage to really speak out about what they feel. Pero para sa depression, if you stay there, it's your fault. It's your choice. It's your choice. At least. And again, hindi ko din-discount. Responsibility din natin to notice that.
Yeah.
To notice that. Especially sa mga taong mahal natin.
Kaya sobrang importante na keep your real friends, no?
Exactly. Kasi sila yung nakakilala sa'yo eh.
They are the only person who can tell kung okay ka pa o hindi na.
Exactly. Even your family.
Family is a big factor as well.
Yan, family talaga. Minsan, pag tahimik ako, biglang message sa mama ko, Nak, okay ka lang? Kaya ganun ako.
Your mom, yun ang pinakamakakilala sa'yo. Pare, kahit gano'n ka nagbago through the years, I don't think so. Na hindi ka kilala. Kilala ka niyan through your core. So, sa akin, you just have to try to be vocal and try to involve people around. Pero if you believe you're already strong, doon ka lang abot sa point na, keep it to myself.
You know na you can handle it.
Try to figure it out.
Doon papasok ba rin mental toughness, di ba?
Yun. Requirement yun dito.
Diba?
If you want to be successful in any
Mental toughness.
endeavor or business, you have to be
But it's a
confident.
separate conversation.
Yeah.
Pare, on the mental toughness and having a degree. Yeah.
Oo.
Tingnan mo. Diba? It's
Pwede next episode yun.
right.
Mental toughness in having a degree. 4 minutes.
Pero actually, yung mental toughness pare, you can relate also that in having a degree, especially if your degree is really, really that tough. For
Yeah.
example, law school, being a doctor, being undergoing a program na sobrang hirap, it will condition your mind to really handle stress and pressure.
That's true.
Actually, yun yung gusto kong idagdag doon sa diskarte o diploma. Kasi meron ako siyang narinig. Idadagdag ko lang to bilang kasi I think this is a very interesting topic that needs to be talked about. Meron akong nakita na people who are not like, I'm not saying na yung talagang, kasi meron talagang, I really believe na meron taong hindi built for academics.
Totoo. Totoo naman
talaga.
yan. Totoo naman yan.
I believe that. Kasi ayun, sa academy namin, nung college ako, pare, lahat ng klase ng tao makikita mo. Lahat ng klase ng tao. Pero you can also see kung sino yung tamad sa hindi. Diba? There are people who are like having a hard time, let's say, maybe, kadalasan mathematics eh. Kasi sa amin pa, ganyan doon, scholar. Kapag pumabagsak ka sa exam, pwede ka matanggal eh.
May qualification.
So, ang ginagawa nitong mga tao na talagang they really wanted to graduate, because they think that this will like help them sa buhay nila. So, yung mga tao na yun, na kahit alam mong failing, hirap na hirap, they are making an effort to somehow try to still understand it eh. Kasi for me, perseverance yun pare. Kasi meron ako narinig na dapat yung mga bumabagsak,
Mga tamad.
yung mga yun pa yung ina-awardan kasi yun yung naghihirap eh.
Ano yun? O taking ba yun ng mga bagsak?
Diba? Yun yung mga naghihirap. Pero pare sa akin, I saw everyone, kumbaga makikita mo kung sino yung dedicated sa hindi. No matter how hard it is. Kasi if you really want to chase success, hindi excuse na hindi mo yan maintindihan.
That's true.
You have to understand it. No, whatever
Even
it is.
if you're not built for it.
Yeah, even if you're not built for it, ano na yan choice mo kung gagawin mo yan o hindi. Ngayon, dyan papasok yung perseverance, yung grit. Diba? Ngayon, kunyari, hindi mo naiintindihan yung isang subject, dapat hindi mo ilagay sa sarili mo, hindi ko talaga alam eh. That's a sign of laziness, pare. Diba? You push yourself to understand it. Kahit pa, kapag hindi ka talaga nag-aral at pinabayaan mo yan, that's being irresponsible. So why would you get an award for being irresponsible?
Correct.
It teaches you a bad value, di ba?
That's entitlement.
That's entitlement, di ba? Sabi ko, bakit yung bigyan ng award? Well, in fact, sa akin, pare, I'll be honest, I'm good at math, pero bobo ako sa English. Sobrang bobo ako sa English, pare. Ha?
Ang galing mo na kayo.
Pero yun nga yung sinasabi ko. Bobo ako sa English, pero I have to, like, exert. Doon kasi papasok yung extra effort.
Correct.
Yes.
Na yung extra effort na yun, pare, lahat, kasi it's a habit eh. Madadala mo yan kahit saan. Kaya masabi ko, kung sa diskarte o diploma, pareho mo yan matututunan pag nag-aral ka. Bakit? Matututo kang dumiskarte kapag nag-aaral ka. Dahil, para sa akin, hindi ko, let's be honest, yung educational system is quite poor pagdating sa Philippines.
Yeah.
No? But sa akin, yung habit of exerting extra effort when you don't understand things.
Having the discipline.
Having the discipline, pare. Pare kami, mag-workout na kami, alas 4 na madaling araw.
Being used to stress and pressure.
Oh, being used to stress and pressure. That is something na you cannot teach. Kapag ginawa mo na, pag dilabas mo na agad yung sarili mo. Whereas kapag nasa school ka, may exert mo, may intindihan mo na that's the reality.
Kaya pala daw takot sa'yo yung mga podcast mo. Kasi
So in
maaga daw
school,
exercise tayo.
in school, you will be able to overcome something.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the first training ground for you.
Exactly. Training ground siya. So, to really undervalue diploma in school, I think
That's
it's
stupid,
very
eh.
unfair.
Yeah.
It's a stupid statement.
Yeah, it's unfair. So sa akin, if there's one thing that I would like impart to our viewers, for me, what I love about having a degree is the process of learning.
Yes.
That's one thing that you cannot take away. Kaya para sa akin, it's very easy to understand things because I know how to learn. Diba?
Sharing knowledge.
So you gain knowledge and life is all about you understanding things.
Correct.
You learn
Diba?
every fucking day.
Diba? You wanna be successful, you wanna be great, start doing now. You have to exert extra effort every time na hindi mo naintindihan yung bagay kasi kapag gumawa ka ng kahit anong bagay na sa pagdating sa negosyo, pero hindi mo naman naintindihan yan sa umpisa eh.
Correct.
Taxation, parang malay ko dyan.
Diba? The struggle is real.
Ang malay ko sa taxation, but I have to
You
understand.
have to understand. Financially, you have to
Finance,
understand.
di ba? Ano malay ko sa operation ng e-commerce? Ano malay ko sa marketing?
Those things as a school will push you to try to understand things
Yeah.
that you really don't understand, and that's what school is about.
Yeah,
diba?
that's what school is about.
Tuwing papasok ka sa subject, it's your zero knowledge. Eh.
Yeah.
And then you learn how to learn it.
Yeah, it's the process of
It's a
learning.
process of learning.
That people should like understand na parang yun yung kailangan nyo. Okay lang na hindi mo maintindihan yung subject. But the fact na pinilit mong maintindihan yung isang bagay, pinilit mong pag-aralan, it's the process of learning na gagamitin mo buong buhay mo kapag gusto mong maging successful.
So sa akin, ang mindset ko talaga dyan, even I tell this to my kids, you go to school not to get a degree or not to get a diploma. You go to school to learn.
To learn, to understand.
To learn, not only academically, learn about people,
Yeah.
and learn about yourself.
Yeah.
Kasi hindi mo rin matututunan yung pakikisama.
Exactly.
Friendship, di ba? Saan mo nakuha yung mga totoong mga kaibigan? Usually sa high school, college. Di ba? You get networks there.
Ayun, so eto na lang, last, mga message na lang nila sa mga, syempre sa mga sumubaybay sa atin, di ba? Katulad ng ginawa natin nakaraan, sa mga kalalakihan na mga nalilito o naliligaw or hindi alam kung anong gagawin sa buhay, kung paano magsimula, ano yung pinaka-message mo na lang sa kanila?
For me, going into this topic, I think, relevant pa rin na if you can have both, that's good. If may diskarte ka and at the same time, may degree ka. Diba? That's the perfect thing. But if you're not given that chance, then by all means, do your best na magkaroon ka or try to be, exceed yourself. Diba? Kumbaga, ang kalaban mo lang naman sarili mo eh. Diba? So, that's probably pinakamahirap. To put it simply. Pare.
Sige sa akin, siguro, I'll relate it to, like, kunyari, you're a business. Like, use yourself, look at yourself as if like you're a product of a business. And you have to understand that there's always a competition. Kaya nga may tinatawag tayong competitive advantage.
Yeah.
Diba? And if you cannot compete, wala kang advantage, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, money follows value. And that advantage is the value.
Correct.
Diba? So you have to find a way, you as a product, to create that competitive advantage to yourself. In a way na pag nilagay mo yung sarili mo sa market, kasi it's all about it's all about selling yourself at some point, pwedeng sa employment, sa business, you're cutting a deal, whatever it is. You need to have that competitive edge so people will trust you.
Right.
Diba?
Right.
So, yun yung kailangan yung isipin. Whether may diploma ka o wala, how can you build that competitive edge? Diba? So, you don't just choose doon sa dalawa because you both need that, it both complements it. No, kailangan nyo ng competitive edge sa buhay nyo for you to be able to be successful. Yun
Right.
yung sa akin.
Sa akin, siguro, applicable also. It's applicable on both. If you want to get a diploma or use the diploma, or if you want to learn how to have yung diskarte na tinatawag, is embrace that you are a fucking man.
Yeah.
The man. Embrace that you're a fucking man.
You know.
Man up!
Embrace responsibility, commitment, and consistency. And always know that your job as a fucking man is to protect, provide, and love.
Yes.
And you cannot do that without taking responsibility, without being committed, and without being consistent.
Yeah.
That's all. And watch this podcast.
Ayun, so maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga nanood.
Ikaw,
nakikinig
wala.
sa atin lahat. Hindi, ako nga, syempre, lagi naman sa dulo ng podcast natin, sinasabi ko lang, basta maging responsableng lalaki ka lang. Mag-start ka muna, kung wala kang
Responsable ka sa sarili mo pa lang.
wala kang diskarte, wala kang diploma, maging responsable ka lang muna. Maging responsableng kapatid, asawa, kaibigan, sa lahat, di ba? The rest will follow.
Yeah. Totoo yan, pare. Yung the fact na, na nagiging responsable ka sa bawat bagay, yung conscious effort na maging responsable ka, kahit sobrang liit, yan. It will pay you big time in the future.
Right.
So, yun lang. Maraming salamat sa mga manonood. I hope supportahan niyo yung channel namin. And stay tuned for more. And welcome to the Man Podcast.
Bye!
Bye, guys. Ayos.